My name is Monica Emiru Enyo, the Executive Director of the National Association of Women's Organizations in Uganda, NAWOU.
And my name is Elizabeth Kemitsha. I am the project coordinator for this Women at Work project at the Uganda Association of Women Lawyers, FIDA Uganda.
With support from FOKUS, we have been implementing the Women at Work project, which is designed to address women's economic vulnerability.
They really trained us to make products which fit the market, the color. For us, we could make our own colors. But when they trained us, we changed from the size. We are making quality products of all sizes. We are not making what we want or what we know. Now we are making what the market needs. Because we were exposed, we went to Lugogo. I've been in Uganda here. I had not got a chance to go for that exhibition there, but this time we went there and we were exposed. We went there with our products. Products were bought and we got a lot of contacts. There is a very big demand and we are having a lot of work.
Some of the things that came out very strongly in 2019 was the expansion of networks of women beyond Luwero District. We mostly leveraged on the networks in the district because we know that the processes, the policies that are implemented in Luwero come from the national level. It is through these engagements that we're able to be admitted to the steering committee of the National Action Plan on Business and Human Rights.
Project implementation in 2019. Two things that stood out for me in our activities is the link between gender equality, leadership, advocacy, and women's economic empowerment. After the training, 15 women's groups applied for the Uganda Women's Economic Entrepreneurship Program. We also started the Village Savings and Loan Associations. We were proud to know that a number of women who were not able to obtain funding from the UWEP program actually borrowed money from their groups, but also this training enabled women to understand why it is important for them to invest, save, and then be able to borrow to fund their enterprises.
We're able to also propose that corruption, bribery, money laundering by transnational cooperative companies be included as an offense under Article 6 of the binding treaty. COVID-19 presented many challenges given that the Women at Work project is mostly community-based and then it grows into the national level. So we saw a very huge increase in the number of GBV cases, to which we responded by writing to the local government and the police, seeking for a collaboration on supporting the police on handling most of these cases. And it was as a result of that collaboration that we have been given a justice desk at the Child, Family and Protection Unit, where we are now able to assist the police in handling some of these SGBV cases that were a result of the lockdown. But also very strongly we saw that many court cases were put on hold because all these institutions were closed. So we initiated watching brief for SGBV cases to ensure that these cases that were reported and are now being sanctioned to court many months later are properly handled and that clients get the results that they desire. But also we noted that many of our clients in the groups have many loans which are mostly got from Tier 4 microfinance institutions. We therefore struck a relationship with the Uganda Microfinance Regulatory Authority, which is a government agency that deals with the operationalization of Tier 4 institutions. It is from this relationship that we saw a result of a guideline being issued by this entity demanding that money lenders and SACCOs and all microfinance Tier 4 institutions are able to negotiate and reorganize loans for some of these women's groups to be able to pay at a later date.
Very appreciative to FOKUS that allowed us to adjust our budgets and acquire masks, sanitizers, hand washers, and the infrared thermometers. The other thing that we have done is to reduce the number of people that we work with at any one time. Now we have had to go to their groups, to their communities, and work with fewer number of people within the standard operating procedures that are provided by the government. Due to the lockdown that was occasioned by COVID-19, women were not able to continue with their ordinary businesses, and they didn't have a source of income. There was lack of food and basic needs such as even soap and salt. We would like to appreciate FOKUS for allowing us to adjust the budget, where we were able to give a total of 100,000 Uganda shillings to 160 households, mostly the most vulnerable members of the community.
For FIDA 2021, we are going to push for a lot of beneficiary-led advocacy to have women at the forefront. In 2021, we shall also continue to push beyond Luwero, because what happens at national level, of course, trickles down to what happens in Luwero District, which is our district of operation. So we shall continue working with the Uganda Microfinance Regulatory Authority, work that we are going to do with NAWOU, in seeing that we translate the guidelines that touch on the operation of Tier 4 institutions. We shall also work with them to see that we sensitize communities further, so that they are able to know how they can borrow, who they can borrow from, who they cannot borrow from, because COVID-19 showed us that most of these groups that we work with actually operate on a loan cycle of sorts.
We are looking at expanding cooperatives and strengthening cooperatives so that more women are in registered cooperatives and they can function together. FIDA is already working with the police, and they also have a desk that watches brief in court. So that interrelationship has to continue so that we bring an end to gender-based violence for economic empowerment. When women add value to their products, they get more money. So we are going to strengthen value addition, and then we're also going to strengthen access to market, because now we want to look at marketing our products nationally as well as regionally, and where possible, internationally.